Good evening. This is Trash Panda's first and hopefully first of many what I want to call for a game review a rambling review. Now, for this game here, it's not going to be so much as a review as for, I'm going to call them my concerns for the future, because there's no sense of reviewing the game. It's already been done. Everybody knows what the game's about or not about. I mean, if you haven't figured out that the game pretty much is nothing, I mean, all you do is you hop in out of an airplane, your spaceship, and you go and shoot resources and things like that. You can get that just about anywhere. That's not what this is going to be so much about. But they're ideas for the future, because they've, back when the game first came out, everybody was complaining about, just about everything. Holy cow, what weren't they complaining about? But one of the things that they said they wanted to do was come out with bases and large trading ships and things like that. But to be honest, I don't think those things even fit in the game that they've designed. As I played through, and if you think about their storyline, again, not a big spoiler here. At this point, like I said, I think everything's been talked about before by many, many other people. So, spoiler alert if for some reason you're catching this for the first time. The game's main purpose is to make you get to the center, so you keep moving. So why build the base? Okay, it's cool to be able to build a base and say this is my area and maybe hang out in one particular planet or whatever, but if the game is designed to have you keep moving, it kind of, building a base obviously kind of goes against that whole idea. So to me, it's like, they're just trying to grasp at straws to get something. And the same goes for, trade ship. Your trade ship is, I'm guessing something where it's a bigger ship where it has a bunch more storage slots. Okay, it's good for pack rat, but I mean, again, when the game first came out, it was pretty much, all about managing your inventory, and that's part of the game. So once you get to, the point where, you've upgraded all your stuff, you don't really need all these extra slots. I mean, like, I haven't even maxed out my ship yet, because, I was able to complete the quests and things that I needed to get to. And about as much as I love going from planet to planet, I've traveled far enough where I want to say I've seen just about every planet type there is. So continuing on to get, I even forgot how many max slots. I think it was 46 or something like that. I don't know. I begrudgingly played the game to get 100%. So I got all the achievements. I put my time in. but yeah, I mean, it's to what point? So I'm gonna keep seeing the same things over and over and over and over again. And for me to say something like that, goes a long way, because sometimes, most times, I like to play games where there's no goal. My favorite thing I'd like to do, and I haven't played it in a while, was I'd play the old Transport Tycoon game, and I would turn off all the NPCs, and I would just play, building train tracks and transport routes from one city to another city, and try to make each city grow bigger. there was no end game. You know, within like a couple months or whatever, I'd pay off that initial debt that I always had to owe. But yeah, that was it. You know, so there was no challenge and things like that. I turned it basically into a very casual game. So, so yeah, you know, it's fine. You know, whatever it is, you know, that they're trying to do, but I don't think it's gonna save the game. You know, there's been, they'd have to go through and do a whole lot. They'd have to pretty much rewrite the game, you know, or rewrite the story of it. You know, there's, I don't know. It to me it just seems silly that they're even continuing on, but hey, hopefully they got the money to go through and spend time on developing the game even further. You know, I as a gamer and somebody who's not going to go jumping off the handle for it, you know, when I first heard about the game, you know, I think it was the initial PlayStation thing that they announced it at, and they said it was, you know, coming out for, you know, for PlayStation only, and I immediately ignored it. You know, I stopped following the game. I saw the trailer. I was like, oh, that's cool as hell. Oh, PlayStation only? Forget it. You know, I call me a console snob. I you know, only play games on PC. So, fast forward a couple of years when my friend told me that the game was coming out for PC, I was like, all right, let me take a peek at it. And I pre-ordered it like the week before it came out, and as the reviews were coming out and people got a couple early access, I was like, nah, it can't be this bad, you know? I could probably get through it. And yeah, so I finally got the game and released, and you know, even after watching a couple streamers, I couldn't even justify paying the amount of money that they were asking for it, and then have them come out and say, well, we're gonna add trading ships, we're gonna add, you know, base building, things like that. Which again, I think in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't fit in the game. You know, what I would like to see them do is make the Atlas quest a bit longer. You know, a little more involved. Yeah, I love the idea of the story of the Atlas, and basically, you know, the idea that this you know, the universe you're in is basically kind of like a simulation, you know, type of deal. And you know, kind of like the Matrix. You know, there's a couple of people who know that it, you know, that you're in the simulation or whatever. And then maybe even actually fleshing out the center of the galaxy thing, you know. You know, when you get to the center of the galaxy, spoilers, you know, you wake up basically in the same position that you start the game in, which is supposed to be very mind-blowing to think that, holy crap, when I first started this game, I started a crashed ship, and I have to repair it to get off the planet, and I'm going on this journey to this, you know, I'm being called to the center of the galaxy. So you're supposed to be sitting there thinking, holy crap, how many times have I done this? And, you know, in theory, that it's pretty cool. I like that idea. But, you know, that it doesn't work in a game setting like this where that's your goal, and you've done this many times already. There's nothing that keeps you going. You know, I feel to keep wanting to do it again. So yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. I just wish that the PC version of it wasn't so much of a you know, of a console port. You know, there's things in there, the holding down of the keys and things like that are great for console you know, interaction, but you know, you don't need them on PC. All this other jazz. So So yeah, I mean, I don't know, what else I really want to review, because obviously everything has been done before. I don't want to beat the dead horse, but there's just some things about the game that doesn't make sense. But hey, I totally dig the idea of the game. Maybe the execution, like I said, just really wasn't the best, because it's pretty. Just yeah. Again, this is the first review. It's a rambling review. It's just my ideas, my thoughts as I'm playing. Much like much like myself and my personal life. When trying to write down something, I just can't do it. I tend to ramble when I even write. So instead of spending all the time at the keyboard writing out a review and just going on and telling you about it, I'll just spew it out. I'll regurgitate it. So yeah, this is No Man's Sky. That's what they plan on doing in the future, and I don't think it's gonna help. I think they need to do a lot more to the game to. Well, I don't know. Maybe they don't need to do a whole lot more to add to the game. Like I said, I think they just need to extend on some of the stuff that they've already got. Like extending the Atlas quest. Maybe actually doing something a little bit different when you get to the center of the galaxy or whatever. But again, if they change that, then that defeats the whole purpose of the little bit of the mind-blowing experience when you wake up again after getting to the center. So it's kind of a tough deal. I think maybe just cutting the price of the game down. Instead of being a $60 price point, probably half that, maybe 30, maybe even 15, is where I would put it. And I think that's what made me more mad about the game, is the price of the game. If it was half the price, I don't think I'd have a big gripe about it. I would still actually gripe about what they're planning to do with the game. Trying to add in bases and things like that. It just doesn't make sense. Again, because they want to keep you moving to the center of the galaxy, and also for what purpose for the base? As I'm thinking about it, the game doesn't have multiplayer. I don't think it's even coded for multiplayer. So if I built a base, what am I going to do? Make screenshots of it? Am I going to make a video of it and say, everybody look at my cool base? And that's it. I mean, is that what all these other aliens have done? They're like, cool, I've traveled all around the place, and hell, I'll just settle here on the planet. Welcome to my base. I mean, is that it? If that's it, then that's mind-blowing that all these people have given up on their journey, even though they're being called, to just stay in their base and welcome the random traveler. Actually, forget what I said about the bases. That makes sense. If the story is that, then okay, I'll accept the bases. I've given up on my travels. That's it. Oh boy. So yeah, this is Trash Panda. Hope you enjoyed my rambling review. I think I've hit my epiphany here at the very end. And if you made it this far, hope you're kind of getting a chuckle out of it too. All right. See you guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribes. See ya.